What are you looking for, Chris?
I thought I heard someone walking past. Thought it might have been Mr. Florentine.
Florentine's probably not going to check in because he works here.
Oh, yeah, he
has an ID.
Just see if he's in the hall. We have any of our people looking up for him?
I'll poke my head out.
He's got Metal Midgets on Sirius XM radio. He's going to be on that metal show tour Friday, April 4th in Seattle with Don Jameson and Eddie Trunk. And Saturday, April 5th, the show goes on the road to Portland at the Tonic Lounge. You can go to jimflorentine.com for more information. And that metal show, of course, airs Saturdays, 11 p.m. Eastern on VH1 Classic.
Of course. Now, we were trying to figure out, is Eddie Trunk going to do some stand-up on this tour?
Yeah, he does. He tells stories, like funny stories.
I would love to see him doing funny stories in public. He tells me so many privately. I'd love to see him up on stage.
Yeah, he does it. He does well. He's nervous because we usually have a comic open first, like a local comic, and then we throw him on first. We wanted to put him last.
Right.
I mean, he's the star of the show.
Yeah.
And me and Don are the sidekicks, and he's like, "No way, you guys are professional comics, man." I'm just gonna. I go, "Yeah, but people are, fascinated by your stories." So he goes on right after the local comic.
It is true that he's met most people and has crazy stories. Most people that have done this music.
It's unbelievable, the stories he has. Yeah. I mean, he knows everybody. I mean, if it wasn't for Eddie, that show wouldn't be on VH1 Class. If he didn't have all those connections and stuff. And just text Slash and goes, "Look, we need you. Can you come down tomorrow night? We just had to cancel." Yeah, no problem. Joe Perry, guys like that. So, he's been great.
So this is the first time you guys are taking this tour out like this?
We did a couple of live shows. Yeah, we just basically we do stand-up. Me and Don do like 25 minutes of stand-up. Eddie tells some stories. Then we come out, do a Q&A with the crowd. They ask questions, and then if a local rock star lives in that town, we'll have him come down. We'll interview him for like 15, 20 minutes. And then we do a Stump the Trunk thing at the end, a trivia thing that people go crazy over.
Yeah, I love when he's stumped. I don't know why, but I like to see him get beat every single time. I like Eddie unhappy, and I normally get that on every time that I run into him.
Oh, yeah, there's always a crisis going on. He's very high-strung, so me and Don know how to get under his skin on the show. Like, when he's trying to answer a question, we'll, just interrupt him. He's like, "Wait, stop. We just know how to get to him.
All right, Fez, you started a Fez war a little bit. Then you just attacked Christina, who works here, and then she just tweeted this. Ouch, Fez. No more compliments and concerns for you. Signed, the nobody in a short skirt.
Too short a skirt. She got that wrong.
I think it says nightmare. We got to get her in because she's a very sweet person, and she was worried about it.
What are the compliments when she's calling me a weirdo out on the street to other employees?
Oh, she also put this, #HR nightmare.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Fine.
See, he fights with people in the hall. Well, what started?
Someone else that works here.
I'm the one being harassed in the hallways by idle chatter.
American Idol?
No, Shelby, not that at all.
Well, I was enjoying a cigarette outside yesterday.
Yeah.
And some of my coworkers were also happened to be smoking, and they decided to say, "Hey, why is Fez such a weirdo on the air? And why is he more talkative off the air?"
Now you've taken it to co-workers other than just Christina.
You just changed your story.
Well, Christina's the one who brought it up, but also Garrett was there.
Stinky,
yes.
Yeah.
From O&A. But yeah, Christina's the one who brought up why is Fez a weirdo on the air.
Garrett's a weirdo, too.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But we all are. That's the beauty of working in radio.
Yeah, it's great.
Every DJ wherever is totally different off the air than on the air. I've noticed that. So there's nothing. They hide, they hibernate, they never come out.
Well, see, Fez's thing is just the opposite. Like, you're right. I used to know some of the old school attack guys, like that would do, 4 hours of talk. That'd be like, "You asshole listeners," and then you would meet, and they would actually attack other things. But then you would meet them in the hall, and they'd be like this. "I just have to tell you, I'm a big fan. I love this stuff when we fight." And they would always have the softest handshakes, and it used to weird me out. But Fez is the outgoing guy in the hall, and then the quiet guy on air. It's the exact opposite. Are we getting Christina to stop in?
Yeah, I shot her an email. She's in the building.
We'll see if she'd stop in,
Yeah.
and maybe we can squash this.
Well, look, it feels like I pick my spots.
Right.
On the air when I need to contribute, when I need to be on the mic. So when I don't have anything to say, I don't say anything. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not being badmouthed throughout the hallways on a weekly basis.
Why do you feel like you're badmouthed in the hallways?
Oh, it starts every, he's homeless. Oh, he's a lurker.
Who said that you're
He's a weirdo.
All right, first of all, let's go through them one at a time. Who called you a lurker?
Well, I think that came from Annabella and ran up and down the hallway where she got everyone to buy into it, including Roland and Steve Leeds and Liam.
Here's what happened.
Now, who are you lurking at? Is she's...
I wasn't lurking at anyone.
Here's what she worries
Someone
about.
talked to me, and I answered them back.
Right.
She'll bring a big star into the place, and then Fez sidles up quietly.
I don't sidle.
Well, let me just say it the way he lurks up like a creep, and he goes like this.
No.
We'd like to have you on our show too, and tries to pull them into the room.
I am not Gollum around here.
No.
That's okay. I mean, me and Jim Norton saw Sabbath last night, and we were just lurking outside Ozzy's dressing room. As soon as he walked off stage, we were already at his door before he got to his dressing room, just standing there waiting, hoping that he would invite us in. So we're lurking. We're just two creeps standing outside his door, pretending we're on our phones.
But what do you do once you're inside? What happens? It's so great.
Nothing. You just want to be there. It's almost like sit back and you want to bang that hot chick. You finally do.
Right.
Like, all right, now I'm done. Now what?
But the thing is, once you get in there, it's not that exciting. And I remember when I started radio, they're like, do you want to come backstage? And I would say yes. And then you would get backstage and it would be just like this. It would just be some fellas standing there. And I'm like, oh, everything that he does that's cool is on stage where everyone can see that.
I know. You get in Ozzy's dressing room, like, you want some fruit or water? It's right over there. And that's it. And he's got his family in there. Yeah, it's not, it's not like, a bunch of strippers and naked chicks like it used to be.
Yeah. It's like anyone else at work. That's all. Is she able to stop down?
She hasn't responded to my email as of yet.
Well, where's her? Isn't she down there, Sam?
No one knows who she is.
Everyone knows who she is. She's a very pretty girl.
I'll take a walk down the hallway. Give a look-see.
Lurk and creep around. Lurk and creep around. And tell her that this is a safe zone in here for her.
See, I think the thing is, Fez is almost like Eddie. They know they can get to Fez,
right?
By spreading these rumors and saying these things, and then it gets him crazy.
Yeah.
And it's almost like Eddie. So I think that's what's going on. Well, they know they can get to you.
Eddie Trunk was the first person I met when I came to New York to NEW, and he said to me, this place is a shithole. They fuck everyone over. You ought to get out of here now. It was the funny. I mean, literally, I hadn't unpacked a bag. And I go, I'm going to fight my way through it, dude. I don't give a shit. He's like, no, seriously, get out. The management are lunatics. And I swear to you, he's been saying the same thing to me every time I see him, no matter where we are. He's the unhappiest man that there is. He's incredibly unhappy.
I know. We were on the road with him. We stayed at a nice hotel out in L.A. and we do the show. And all of a sudden, he wakes up in the morning, me and Don are ready to go. Eddie's hair's all messed up, but he's like, oh my God, did you hear what was going on last night? The pipes, you didn't hear those pipes? And that the train went by, and you hear that plane go by the window, and the guy next to me, and my kids were crying, and he goes, I got an hour's sleep. We're like, I slept for 10 hours. I didn't hear one thing.
On 9/11, Eddie Trunk was in Vegas, and when he saw what was happening in New York, he said he ripped open the curtains, expecting to see planes coming down the strip. And I'm like, why would they attack the strip? You're so far inland. You're safe. Oh, God, that's great. Fez, you ready for the showdown?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you try to be nice, though?
Introduce me to her, because I have no clue who this woman is.
That doesn't mean anything. She works here.
Are we sure?
Are we playing the popular, unpopular thing? Are you saying you're at the cool kids table? What's your point here?
I'm saying that this woman who thinks she has this relationship with me.
She has a name. It's Christina.
Is that it? I keep forgetting.
You think there could be some kind of crush there that she has on you?
Oh, that could be. I hadn't
maybe
thought
she's
of that.
trying to get to you.
Maybe
like
she's
this.
trying to turn you. Hey, see if we can send Liam in. Grab Liam. He's right there. Because he'll always get involved in gossip.
Oh, yeah. He'll be Gossip Central.
Let's see if Chris is running around out there. Jim, you picked a really, just rough day to be here today because
all good,
everything's
man.
falling apart.
Yeah,
we wanted to sit around, be all happy about the metal show. All right, Liam, come on in.
Hi. I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
Because Chris Pepper Stanley just grabbed me and said I needed to go into the studio.
Well,
Chris,
first
could you
of all,
close the door behind you?
he's the same way in the bathroom. First of all, you had Robert Cray here today, who's one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
Just put out a record with Steve Jordan, who I think you guys
Love
know,
Steve
right?
Jordan, yeah. How was he? Because I was on the air while he was playing.
And I was busy. I got pulled into a meeting when he was playing. I heard him sound check, and he was great.
He's phenomenal.
He was great.
He was on that tour with Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was in the other helicopter when Stevie Ray's helicopter went down.
What?
It was Clapton. Yeah, they were all. It was some kind of Guitar Gods tour.
Yeah.
And he was on the helicopter that didn't crash.
I don't know about this at all.
Yeah, look it up, Chris.
I think he left early or something, Stevie, right?
Well, they used to have a couple of. I think he was on the other helicopter with Clapton.
With Clapton.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so here's the problem. Do you know Christina, who is a beautiful producer for the Jay Thomas Show?
Yes.
Had to think for a while. I saw your eyes.
There's
Yeah.
there's a lot of pretty girls that work here, to
There
be
are.
fair. There's a lot of pretty girls.
That's what threw you.
Apparently, she said something about Fez.
Oh.
She asked Chris, as other people, I mean, people were willing to do.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, what's with Fez? I mean, you've been in those conversations.
Yeah, what's with Fez is very broad.
So
though.
she said, Fez seems like very cool and outgoing off air. Why is he such a weirdo on air? And I believe that to be a legitimate thing. I mean, I'm always even interested in that fact.
That's fair. He's very engaging. He'll come into my office and we'll hang out off the air. We'll talk about stuff. He's a very easy person to talk to. I think so.
You know that you are.
And
You're
maybe it takes a
outgoing.
little time. I mean, we've been working together for a while now, so maybe it's just,
So, Chris, you can't find her in the building?
I found that she's on a smoke break. She's coming up now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, those girls go out.
A text has been
That's
sent
where
out.
you first ran into her.
Exactly, yeah.
On a nice smoke break.
Yeah. I enjoy a cigarette every now and then.
And here's what she wrote back. Ouch, Fez. No more compliments and concerns for you.
I don't even know who she is to compliment me or be concerned about me.
I couldn't finish her tweet because you were so upset. Sign, the nobody in the short skirt, hashtag HR Nightmare.
Wow. Wait, what did you do? I'm missing this. So
He said that she was wearing a very short skirt.
I said age.
There she is. There she
I
is.
said
She's fantastic.
I
Yeah,
said
she's stunning.
inappropriate for her age.
And you said that to who? Just on the air?
That's ageism. That's ageism.
Is that really an
That's
HR
skirtism.
nightmare to say you had a short skirt on?
We never know with HR. They're ready with every concern that there is.
How old is that skirt? Like, what's the oldest you could wear that skirt at?
Any age.
Yeah,
Any age if you got legs like that.
Yeah, if you're a pretty girl. Wow.
Yeah, if.
Did you? Wow. Did you say that on the air, or did
Yes, she said it on the air.
I thought you went.
Yes,
to HR.
just like I get called a weirdo
Right.
for everyone to hear.
Says I'm a weirdo too.
Yeah, we're all
I work in
weird,
radio.
Yeah.
There she is.
Uh-oh.
Nice to see you.
Hello, where am I standing?
Christina, first of all, I'm sorry if anybody offended you today.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Fez, as you know, is a weirdo.
That's my picture. Oh, my goodness. Look
That's
at
a
those legs. Ugh.
stunning picture. That's a stunning
Inappropriate,
picture.
apparently.
Yeah.
Fez, why are you
Just
so
the wardrobe.
mean about it?
Why are you so mean?
Why are you going around
I'm
calling
not
me a
going
weirdo
around.
to other people?
Why are you
Well,
angry?
here's what happened.
Unless Chris is lying.
Well, I mean, here's what happened. We were downstairs yesterday, right? You, me, and Garrett.
Yes.
And
Stinky.
I said, Stinky, I'm
He
sorry.
used to be Stinky. Now he's Garrett. He's done with Stinky.
And I
Wow.
said,
Walk by his office.
Fez seems like such a nice guy. He always says hello when I pass him in the hallways.
Yes.
But every once in a while when I hear the show, he always seems very defensive and upset. And he's quiet. But he doesn't seem that way in the hallways. And, you know, I heard that there was this rumor or something that you lived here, which I did not believe one ounce of.
See what's going on? This is why I get upset,
It does get
Christina.
around, though. It does
Yeah. People think
does
that you
happen.
live
And
here.
it's all hearsay, but I paid you a compliment. I said you
That is
seem
nice
very
of you.
nice, and I don't understand why, without even, you know, I know that we don't know each other, but we do casually say hello to each other in the hallway. Maybe it's fake from you, but it's sincere from me.
I don't
that's
appreciate
nice.
the word weirdo.
He's a weirdo.
Did I say weirdo?
Yes, she said.
It's okay if she said weirdo.
Okay, well, it seemed a little weird.
Now, if Chris is lying, then I'm going to be pissed in a different direction.
Weirdo is not offensive.
I agree.
I mean, I think that you have to have some kind of weirdness to even be in this building.
100%.
So
Everybody here is a weirdo.
If I feel like all I did was pay you compliments, and then you just trashed me on the air. I mean,
I feel like I did
Yeah,
because
you
I'm tired of being
trashed
trashed
me.
out in the hallway.
So you
Leah.
trashed that
Nobody
photo?
trashed
It was outside
you.
the building.
You
I know.
trashed that outfit?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sitting down, by the way. That's why. I mean, this is the only picture of me on the internet that shows more than my elbow, and this
Right.
is what he's.
You usually wear
This is what Chris is showing me.
I'm never.
Pants,
You'll never see
sweater,
me on
right.
the internet in a bikini or anything like that. I don't like to show that kind of stuff, and he's trashing my knees on the air.
At least he didn't talk about your nephews. Well, I didn't go anywhere.
What was wrong with
That
her
was
knees?
uncomfortable.
Fez?
I didn't
was
say
fast,
anything
though.
about the knees. I said the skirt is too short.
Right. Well, reveals my knees, and clearly that's.
First of all,
Yeah, but you don't want a skirt going past the knees.
where do you want the skirt to? What are we?
Yeah.
How
I
many
mean, I
Maybe
don't
a
think
nice
he really.
pantsuit would be a
he's
good
more
idea.
concerned
Pants,
with fashion
that's Hillary
portion.
Clinton territory.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry
Yeah.
if I offended you, Fez. I did not mean to, but I was paying you a compliment. I was saying how
I don't
nice
see how
you
weirdo
seem.
is a compliment.
As I've established already, I think I'm a weirdo. I think he's a huge fucking weirdo. And you know,
He was pointing at Chris for the
we're
record.
just like a bunch of misfits here, and I
Right.
think that we should be proud of that. But
I
you're
love it.
very offensive for no reason, Fez.
I don't think it's for no reason,
But
especially
you
if
didn't
you
even
go
hear
through
me out
what I
before
go
you
through
started
in the
blasting
hallway.
me on the air. You didn't even get to hear my side of it. I had to respond on Twitter from people saying, "Oh, you're getting thrown under the bus." I don't think I got thrown under. I knew that you were probably going to say something because that's what you do. You're a huge
He's a
shit
prick.
stirrer.
He is.
Yeah.
I totally know this. No,
I'll
I
agree with you
know.
on that.
I don't listen to the show often, but
Fezzes?
you have a reputation around here of being a shit stirrer.
You're a
so
shit
I
stirrer.
knew it.
Unbelievable.
I totally knew it. I knew what I was getting myself
He'll actually
into.
down in the men's room. We'll go. Don't flush that. I want to start it for a little while. I go. No, I'm flushing immediately.
Well, I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry if the word weirdo offends you. I know that I call myself a weirdo all the time, so maybe we just have a different scale of what's offensive and what's not. So I apologize.
That's not an offensive outfit.
No, that's not an
Clearly, it's
offensive.
If Fez was
inappropriate
wearing
for
that
my
outfit,
for
it
my
might be a little
age.
offensive.
Fez is Amish, so a lot of things are going to turn him off. But Fez, look at the size of your mustache. It's a kind of a weirdo look. And you wear the same shirt to work every day.
Every
You
single day.
shouldn't be offended when people say weirdo.
Right.
If people said weird mustache, I get that. I understand
Oh,
it. Louis Anderson called
See.
it a face salad.
But
I understand that, but it's when people start pushing their shit around the hallways.
We weren't in the
and-
hallway. We were outside.
And Christine,
Let's be specific.
you're still
about
talking
it.
to other employees. You're talking
What
to
is it
someone on the
different?
He's
show.
your employee, and I'm saying I think that he is a really nice guy. He says hello in the hallways.
And
I
you're
know
saying
we
it to
don't know
Stinky?
each other. Yeah, well, I mean, these are all people that are kind of in your circle. It's not
Yes.
like I'm out there talking shit to, I don't know, Howard Stern world or something. I'm keeping it inside. And
Just
it's
keeping
not
it real.
talking shit. It's me giving my opinion, which I think I'm entitled to
Yeah,
do.
like
you did today all over the air about what a horrible person I am.
I never would have brought you up if I didn't hear I was
And
getting
I
called a
knew that you guys
weirdo.
weren't talking about me because I blink all the time. I have dry eye. So
I had
blink.
you completely mixed
Okay.
up with someone
Let's
else.
just make, I don't want to be known as a close talker. Those are worse.
no,
than
you're not a
weirdos.
close talker, and you do blink.
Thank you.
There's another freak show girl upstairs that I was thinking
Why
you
are
were.
you calling her
Oh,
name?
you are just on a rampage.
I can't
Because I'm
get
finally
involved.
fighting
That's
back,
an HR
Leah.
nightmare right there. I don't want to be
Yes,
involved.
it is.
I'm finally fighting
I love
back.
the energy.
do.
I really love
No,
the energy.
and I appreciate that you wanted to bring this to my
Your
attention.
department branded me a lurker how many months ago?
That's true.
Now, who was he lurking at?
I'm not going to name names, but there were a few
A big
events
star.
that happened.
A big star.
There were some big
It
stars.
was an agent or a publicist who talked to me
Right,
first.
that's true.
And I answered them back.
No, can I tell you this? And I remember how you went up that day. You were wearing hard shoes, and you took them off so you could walk up real quiet.
There's
You
nothing
stopped-
You were
weird about
doing your
that.
job.
It's totally
That would be a
normal.
lurker.
You were doing your job. I get it.
Well,
Then
I'm
the
sorry
homework.
if you were
You upset
offended.
some people.
So when I hear that it's starting one more time, Christina,
But what
one
I
of Chris
said
Stills-
wasn't. I mean, I'm not making up rumors about you. Everything that I said is true. You seem very nice because you say hi in the hallway, and we don't even know each other. I am a nobody. You're absolutely right. Maybe a
You're
loser
not a
too. That's
nobody. You're a
fine.
producer of
I'm
a
gonna
big
martyr
show.
the hell out of this because that's how you get the vote.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's not anything that I think that you should be. I feel like you're at such a high state. Why are you even
He's not.
offended by me? It's not. I didn't say
I'm
anything.
offended by
I
talk
didn't
about
call
me
you
in
a
the
dick.
hallway.
Again,
He is
we
a
were
dick, though.
outside.
He is a dick.
So when I hear I'm offended by other employees talking about me behind my back. You can come to me and ask me why I'm a fucking weirdo.
But here's the thing: you got to remember, he lives here. This is his home.
I don't live here.
What,
There's
what
the
studio? What studio are you in?
He's got an office upstairs.
I have a home in the West Village, Jim.
When is the last time I forgot? One weekend I called you. And you go, well, I'm at the office. I'm like, what are you fucking doing there? And he goes, oh, I don't like the way my computer is working at home.
Yeah, my computer is fucked.
He was in
You
for
like
no
the computers
reason,
here
just
better?
on the computer.
That's how bad mine is.
Weirdo.
Well,
I am not aware. See how it starts?
But you are.
See how it spreads?
but you
making a lot
should
of good
embrace it. Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
I'm not going to embrace people talking shit about me in the
It's not talking shit. It's saying that
So-
you seem like a nice person.
So when I hear it one more time, Christina, yes, you happen to be the person in the line of fire where it's like,
I'll
I
take
can't
that hit.
believe
That's fine.
I can't believe this crap is starting again. I just put homeless behind
But
me.
why can't you at
And-
all focus on the fact that I said you seem like a nice person? Like, I'm not even getting any credit for the fact that I thought before all of this that you're a nice person. Like, you just, like, that doesn't even matter. It's
No,
just
that's
right
all
for
I'm
the
going to
kill.
laser focus on.
Well, that's really
because I
sad.
guess
I'm
I'm
sorry
a
about
weirdo.
That's
well,
where
I guess that's where
Christina,
it is.
that's where you were wrong when you thought that he was a nice person.
But how can you not think that when you're in the hallway? And listen, not a lot of people here that hold a higher position than me are as friendly as you two. You two say hi to me, and I don't even know you guys from a hole in the wall.
Right.
So I thought
noon
that
to
was
3.
nice. What did he just say?
They have a show.
What did you say?
I said we're on noon to 3. And
What is it?
and I forgot the other
I
one.
don't know why you said that, though.
The email.
He wants her to listen.
Well,
He wants
I
to be a
have
fan.
a job here. I have
she's
to,
working. I don't
work.
listen to other shows.
Oh, and then there's the email situation that went on where I was told to stay away from the fishbowl while Seth MacFarlane was here.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been told to get the hell away from that fishbowl a million
we
times.
all
I
tell
tried to
people
get
that.
near Bill Murray, and it didn't happen.
Yeah. Ooh.
Don't even bring up Bill Murray.
There we go.
I mean, I
That
tried.
was a weird name to bring up.
Sorry,
That was a
I
strange
told you I don't listen to the show. My bad.
You know, I know
We don't
exactly.
talk about it on the show.
Like, I would like to listen to Covino and Rich more, but I can't because I'm on the air.
See, or you could have.
But
said
I can
Jay
watch them on
Thomas, but
TV at
that's
night
fine.
when they do
Good.
their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, are we cool or
I
are we
think
not cool?
One of you is cool, and it ain't Fez.
Thank you, Ron.
I'm the weirdo.
Why
So
are
we'll
you-
just run with that through the hallways.
I'm gonna
Own it.
say
You're
it.
born this way. You should own
Yeah,
it.
embrace it. I
Yeah.
embrace it
Be
every
the
day.
weirdo.
I mean, you know.
Steve
We're all
Leeds
weird.
asked me one time if you shit your pants.
Why would he ask that? Of course I didn't shit my pants.
It
Okay.
happens to a
You
lot.
say
It
you
does
smell
happen
something.
to people.
Yeah, it does.
I'm sure it's happened to Pepper.
Yeah, all coked up.
I know for sure it's happened to Stinky. For sure.
I don't know where he
Not
got
to
that
throw
name,
him
but I think it
under
had
the
to do
bus.
with his weed.
Yeah.
And I don't think he smokes it anymore.
So where does it go from here between you
I mean,
and
I don't
Fez?
know. I'm open to, just letting
HR handle it from this point on.
No more.
I like that you hashtagged HR.
HR nightmares.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge one.
Yeah,
You
it
know?
is.
Screaming loser and
Wow.
Weirdo.
all kinds of
Christina, I heard you do some dirty spots before, though, when you're talking about, I don't know, like call lines or something like that, like down
yeah, I did some stuff for Dirty Dog, which is
Yeah.
not on anymore, but it was on in one of our online comedy channels, and I
Yeah.
said dirty stuff. But it was all
Yeah.
written for me. I didn't,
Oh, really?
invent or
Damn it.
anything.
Damn it. That
Sorry,
ruined
guys.
everything.
Sorry to ruin it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they just mic'd you
It was
accidentally.
awfully dirty, though.
Yeah.
Awfully dirty.
We gotta try
For
to
somebody
find
that
some of
shows so
those.
much knee on the internet, I can't even believe it.
That was a really weird thing to say, Fez.
I'm just fighting back. I'm just trying to defend myself in this place that is so out to get me.
I mean,
So you're saying that
you brought
she
a gun
shouldn't
to a
be
knife
because
fight, though, Fez.
Yeah, you really
Fez,
did.
you're saying because the skirt, she's too old to be wearing that skirt?
That's what I said.
That's weird.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's
No, I mean,
crazy.
how you already like 22?
Oh, that's really nice of you. That's really, really nice. No, I'm 33, but that picture was probably 2 years ago or something. Maybe I should update it. I don't think about that
Yeah.
stuff. So.
If a girl looks good in the skirt, they can look.
She looks good
at
in the
70
skirt.
is fine. Doesn't matter.
I saw Jane Fonda in the script
Thank
the other
you.
day. I went fucking crazy.
You'd still hit it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd hit it with Jane
Yeah.
Fonda.
Even if the fucking Viet Cong were the next person in. None of that matters to me. I yelled, thank you for your service tour. She went by.
So, I mean, can we be, back to
Yes.
barely acquaintances, or are we do we hate each other now?
I don't hate you. I hate talk about me.
Stop it.
Okay, I won't tell anybody that you're nice ever
You got to
again.
at least bring
You
your
tell me
tone
whatever
down a
you
little
want.
bit. We're easing out of this. We want to get to Mr. Jim Florentine and his
So do
wonderful career.
So I accept your apology for calling me a weirdo.
You're okay. Good.
Well, why don't you guys on
Do I get an apology at all? Like, I mean, you did say pretty harsh things to me, and
That's a good point.
feel like maybe,
I apologize for trying to say the meanest things I could think of in the moment.
I accept your apology.
Say it's all done now. All right?
Yes.
Now do me a fucking
Please
favor.
don't smoke with my producer anymore if that's not too much to ask.
If I'm down there, if anyone wants
He
to hang out,
sometimes
it's
needs
fine.
friends, and we're there to be friendly.
Now, Fezzi, now that it's all over and everybody's friends again, do me a favor.
What's that?
Go get your fucking shine box, you weirdo.
You motherfucker! You motherfucker! It never goes away.
I gotta listen to this show. You guys are funny.
I know, we're really funny.
show.
Okay, talk to you
All
later,
right, bye,
honey.
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
You're
see ya.
adorable, too, by the way.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm going to bounce to you guys.
Yeah. You get out of here, shit stir. Oh, that was uncomfortable, huh?
Oh, it's fucking weird.
Don't say that word. Don't use the W word.
All right, no more.
Now I'm wondering if she even said it, if it wasn't just Chris trying to embellish.
Please, see the word weirdo throughout there. I was like, all right, I gotta tell Fez this one. First the homeless thing, now this.
I'll tell you, here's the thing. People think Fez is a pushover, but when he gets mad, there's like no talking to him. Like, you could have went on like that for fucking 8 hours.
Vicious.
Yeah, he's good. He's like a comic. He attacks. Somebody heckles him. He's like, I don't care who you're with.
Done. We're enemies for life. I mean, admit it, her legs do look good. And there was no reason to say that.
No, I was just looking at the picture, trying to think of anything I could, what's exposed.
No, it was really fucking weird. Oh, it was crazy.
I like the feistiness.
Yeah, I'll give him that. When he decided it was on, it was fucking Donkey Kong from that point.
It's an annoying situation that happens around this place.
Yeah, but, we're all different shows. There's all shows going on at the same time. No one has respect for anyone else,
That's true.
Anyone who's getting something, everyone else is like, why is that shitty fucking show getting it when we deserve it? That's what this place is like. Like being a fucking, I don't know, like radio jail, where the tensions run up.
Pull a fucking knife.
Yeah, I mean, like I do a show in the Boneyard. People always work here. Like, the show sounds great. You're doing a great job. I'm like, I know he's not. They don't even listen.
No, of course
they don't care. But whatever. I got the job. I'm good.
Right.
That's Metal Midgets Thursdays on the Boneyard Channel 38.
But I guarantee you get a big star to come in. Everyone else is like, what are you fucking kidding me? That guy's doing that show instead of us.
Yes, I had Metallica on my show.
Yeah.
And people were like, how would you? I've had Ozzy on.
Right.
I've had David Lee Roth, and like, how did you get those guys? So I know what's going on. But whatever, I don't just block that stuff out.
I love you, and if I saw Metallica go in your studio, I'd be bitching about it. Like, this isn't fucking fair. Nothing's fair that's happening around here. I want like fucking babies. Everyone in this is like a nursery. But you lit her up, huh?
Yeah, I was pissed that this was happening. I think this is the fourth time in 6 months.
I know, but let's fight with the dudes and not the hot chicks. That's crazy to do that.
And Chris Stanley comes skipping down the hall with an Easter basket full of gossip.
Should he have not told you?
He should not tell me.
Oh, that's a weird thing. So you don't want to know who's gossiping about you. You don't want to know.
No, now I do want to know.
All the producers down there want to talk shit about Fez. Just tell it to me. Don't worry. I'm not going to drop any more dimes.
Oh, you will. You cannot stand not keeping it in. You'd explode.
Here's what I want you to do. If you hear him fucking say something about me, just stick a fucking shiv in his chest and say, that's for Mr. Beddington. Special delivery.
I'll fucking find them bleeding out and say it to you.
Well, that'd be great, but can you get a little more than 6 seconds?
I'll take multiple ones.
Shelby, you got quiet as shit over there, huh?
Just got scared. All the big kids were fighting.
How tiny are you, by the way? You're like a tick.
That was a cockroach. What insect am I?
You can't weigh more than
Silverfish. You little fucking prick.
God, that's Dan Natterman. It's so weird.
I know.
The comic Dan Natterman looks at.
Yeah.
They look exactly alike.
Only Dan's funny.
You're right. We're really taking shots.
Right?
Now.
Am I right? It's insane.
That's creepy.
We got to bring him in. Maybe you
I'd
guys
kill
are
him
fucking
first.
long lost twins for all you know.
Or if they touch each other like in Time Cop, the fucking universe will explode.
Don't fucking ruin it. I haven't finished it
You
yet.
haven't seen Time Cop?
Well, I
Came
saw
out
half of it. I got to pause.
20 years ago.
You know, I've been fucking busy. I'm doing radio.
Jim Florentine's with us today. He's on That Metal Show tour Friday, April 4th in Seattle at Studio 7 with Don Jameson and Eddie Trunk from That Metal Show. And then Saturday, April 5th in Portland at Tonic Lounge. And That Metal Show, Saturdays, 11 p.m. Eastern on VH1 Classic.
And then Buffalo, April 16th, and Pittsburgh, April 19. It's all at JimFlorentine.com. Yeah, who's on this week? Jim Brewer, Artie Lang, and Joe Satriani.
Well, it's going to be a great show,
and then Yngwie
man.
playing guitar. Yngwie Malmsteen.
Unbelievable. One of the greatest of all time.
Insane. He just played this past week, and he plays on this episode, too. I mean, it's sick how he plays that guitar.
All right, we're going to break for a second, come back with Jim Florentine. It's the Ron Fez Show.
Ron and Fez on Raw Dog, Sirius XM Comedy Hits, Channel 99.
I hope that's not true, Ozzy. I hope God's doing okay. He's just a little sleeping. That's all. He's just sleeping. Jim Florentine in with us today, Fez. Big tour going on.
That Metal Show tour is happening Friday, April 4th in Seattle at Studio 7 with Don Jameson and Eddie Trunk from That Metal Show. Saturday, April 5th, Portland, Oregon at the Tonic Lounge. April 16th, Buffalo. April 19th, Pittsburgh. All those dates on JimFlorentine.com.
And we're going to Mexico City in a couple of weeks, too, because the show's really big there.
They get insane about metal.
I know.
Down there. What is it about South America, too, is the same way?
It's huge. I mean, all these metal bands, the Dawkins, the Skid Rows, they could still make a lot of money over in South America down there. The metal is so, I mean, the festivals are like 80,000 people, 100,000.
Yeah.
So that's where all those bands go now. They could still, they don't even make it. They play clubs in America. Rat will play in front of like 300 people in America. Over there, they'll sell 5,000, 6,000 seats.
I wonder why that is.
Because they don't go with trends in South America, even Europe. Those festivals over there, they're not trendy like America. Like, oh, we're not supposed to like that anymore, so that's not cool.
Right.
Those big festivals, they have Journey on and they'll have Slipknot on the same day, and people don't get pissed about it. They're like, all right, if I like Journey, I'll hang out, watch them, or I'll just go get a beer and wait for Slipknot. So, which is cool. I'd rather a show like that than every band sounding the same.
Yeah, that is. There is a thing in this country where we got to put everybody in their own genres immediately. You belong over there. You go over there. But if you even go back and look at the early festivals like Woodstock, there was all different kind of people playing in those shows. You know, it wasn't until late 70s, early 80s that they started going, oh, black and white guys don't belong on the same show together. No one knew that Sly Stone wasn't supposed to be liked by white people. You were hanging with Ozzy a little bit, though, huh? You and Norton?
Yeah, last night they played at Barclays Center.
No, you see here at this point. Could you imagine that when you were a kid?
No, we were talking about it because when me and Jim Norton first started doing comedy, we drive to these gigs, and that's all we talk about is Black Sabbath and Ozzy. That was a whole conversation. That's how we bonded when we first met as comics. We both started at the same time. Jim said when he worked in a factory, he just wanted to save up his money to go vacation in Stafford, England, because that's where Ozzy was from. And he just wanted to fly over there and walk around, and maybe he would see Ozzy in the town. And he was serious about it. He's like, I want to go over there one day. That's how he said. Now, you know, Jim's hanging with him, and we're hanging in his dressing room and stuff. It's amazing.
That's the crazy thing about this business, you know, that most of the people got into this business because that's what they loved as a kid, and then you get to hang out and just have regular conversations with people. It's
the weird. And Dice was a big thing with me and Norton too. We talked about Dice and Ozzy, and then all of a sudden we meet Dice 10, 15 years ago in L.A. at the Comedy Store. We become friends with him, and we start opening for him. And, you know, Dice brought Jim on the O&A. Sure. O&A fell in love with him, and that's basically how he got the gig.
Well, you know, it was very funny. I had Louis Anderson in here the other day, and Jimmy came running in and said if Louis didn't put him on a certain show, Dice wouldn't have seen him, and he wouldn't have done O&A.
That was the first time me and Jim were ever in L.A. I think it was 1998. We're doing a Louis Anderson Comedy Showcase on NBC. He was hosted it, and we got picked for it, me and Jim. We flew to L.A., and we were staying at the Bellage behind the Viper Room. And we heard that Dice was at the Comedy Store. Voss was there, and Voss goes, Dice is here. And we're like, oh, my. Dice. So we went over there, and we tried to meet him, and Dice was blowing us off, being a dick to us. We're like, hey, because Voss knew him. So Voss is talking to him. I go, Andrew, can I get a picture with you? He goes, no. And I go, I just want to get quick. He goes, no. He goes, nobody tells me what to do. And then he just keeps looking at Voss and talking to him. Me and Norton just standing there. We're like, oh my God, this is our idol. What a dick. And then I'm like, Norton, I go, hold on. I'm going to ask one more time. I go, look, Dice, I'm a comic from New York. We're comics. We just want to get a quick picture. We're fans. He's like, so what? So what do you want me to do? Seriously, what do you want me to do? I go, I just want to get a picture. That's what. And he's like an inch away from my face. I'm like, this guy's going to punch me in the face. And Norton's like, dude, what are you doing? Let's just get out of here. And he goes, really? You guys are comics from New York? I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, we can take a picture. Next thing you know, we're buddies. We're talking to him for like an hour. And then we told him about these albums. He had these albums, A Day to Laughter Died, where he bums. They're the greatest albums in comedy history. He just goes in danger fields with no material and just starts screaming at people, and people are walking out. And he has no jokes. He's just babbling up there. So we started telling him about those records. He's like, I said that on stage. We're like, yeah, we listen to it all the time. He goes, you guys go up on stage and do that for me and my friends tonight. So he told the Comedy Store manager, hey, put these two guys on next. So we went up as Jim and Jim and did just these Dice lines from his albums that nobody knew, and the crowd was just staring at us for 10 minutes. I've never bombed like that before in my life. And Dice and his buddies were in the back cracking up. That's all we heard. You know, he had lines like, Bette Midler shits yodels. Nobody believes me. Makes no sense. And we're just blurting that out. And people are just like, why are these guys on stage? And Dice just fell in love with us. He's like, we're going to hang out.
And that was was like some kind of baptism by fire for him. The fact that you were willing to go up and lay it down like that.
Yeah, he couldn't believe that we had the balls to do that. You just stand up there and take the bullet. And, you know, we were young comics. You don't want to bomb at the Comedy Store.
Right.
You know, they knew who we were, but so that was our first time on stage bombing. And then we listened to it in the car because we recorded it. And then he goes, I'm going to call you guys tomorrow. You want to go shopping with me? We're like, yeah. Nice. And we're like, he's not calling. That's like, you know, you bang a hot chick and you're like, all right, I'm lucky I got in there, but she ain't calling it tomorrow. And then the next morning he's up at a hotel. You got, come on, we're going to go shopping. We tried to bring this other comic, Lenny Marcus, with us in the car. Hey, can our friend Lenny go? He goes, no. And Lenny's standing right there. And I'm like, he's a friend of ours. He goes, I don't care. I go, he's a comic from New York. He goes, you're not funny. I'm sorry. You might be a comic. There's no, what funny could you say? No, you're not comedy.
Why does he do shit?
I don't know. He loves
it. But it's his own, like, he's pranking the world.
He is.
All
it's
the
his
time.
own little joke. That's all he cares about. If he can make one person laugh,
right,
he doesn't care. He'll alienate everybody. You got to see the things he does. We showed up this gig. We were like an hour late. There was a big theater sold out in Connecticut. So Dice like, all right, just play along, whatever I'm going to do. Like, what are you going to do? Because I'm not telling you guys. We pull up. They're ready. They want to start the show. As soon as me, Jameson, and Dice get out of the limo, Jameson has to be on that stage because the crowd's getting unruly. We're an hour late. We open the limo door, and Dice just pretends like he's drunk. That he can't even walk, and the promoter's like, all right, we're Dice, and Dice like, oh, wait, hold on, help me, and we're dragging him into the venue. We're basically carrying him, and the guy's like, has he been drinking? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, what do you mean you don't know? You just drove up with him from New York. Was he drinking? I go, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was in the front. I don't know what to say.
Right.
And then Dice is trying to stall the show. The guy's like, we got to start the show now. And Dice's like, wait, where's the DJ guy? Bring the guy in with the music. And then he brings the DJ in. He's like, all right, what song do you want to come up to, Andrew? We got to start the show. He's like, that song that goes doom 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 doom, that's the one. And he knows that the promoters are freaking out. And then he walks on stage, he's still drunk, and the promoters are freaking out. Me and John like, what are we gonna do? How's he gonna perform? I go, I don't know. And still he's like, you guys come out on. We took a little break in between, when I got off stage and Dice came on, like a 5-minute intermission. So Dice is telling the promoter, we're right by the side of stage. He goes, I need these two guys to be on stage with me in case I want them there because they're my friends. And the promoter's like, you can't bring these guys. They were just on stage. He goes, no, you guys got to come with us. And we're like, the promoter's like, what the fuck is going on? And then finally, Andrew Dice Clay, he walks out like nothing happened, completely sobers and just murders for an hour. The promoters were so fucking pissed.
That's so fucking funny.
And they were mad at us too because they knew that we were in on it.
Yeah.
They're like, look, and I'm like, look, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know. I have no idea. Talk to him. Just as soon as it's like Sam, as Andrew Dice Clay walks out,
right,
murders.
But see, the thing is, if you play something, that's who you are. That's my opinion, So if you're like, oh, I'm going to put on a bit that I'm doing this, that's fucking you. That's your personality. And if he wants to just troll the whole planet, that's his thing.
It's unbelievable. He did another thing where he decided to goes, all right, Jameson, you go on first, Florentine, you're second, and I'm going to go last. So he goes, all right, whenever you feel, he goes, Jameson, you go on. He goes, Florentine, whenever you feel like you want to go on stage, just walk on stage. I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, just walk on stage. Whenever you feel that moment, just go up there. And I go, what if he's in the middle of a bit? Just walk on stage. I'm like, the fuck is... So Jameson in the middle of a bit, like 4 minutes in, Dice goes, just go. So I walk on stage and people are like, what the fuck? Why are you here? And I just took the mic over. And then I'm into a bit and Dice just walks out like 14 minutes into my bit. He just unannounced, walks out and the place goes nuts. And I see him there. I'm in the middle and I'm just like, I handed him the mic. Everyone's like, what the fuck was that? Why wasn't anybody introduced? That's the way he wanted to do it.
So goddamn funny, man.
He just loves busting balls. That's his whole life. If he could just bust balls.
How long were you out on the road with him?
I did, on and off for probably 5-6 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Again, there's a fucking person that you idolized, and then you're hanging with.
The reason I got into comedy, I saw him on that Dangerfield special.
Mm-hmm.
Do that 7 minutes. With the cigarette and tell dirty jokes and a leather jacket. I'm like, holy shit. And then like a few months later did the first HBO special. The first line, I got my tongue in this chick's ass. And I'm like, that's what I want to do.
That's it.
That's what and I always told him that too. That was my, that's the reason I got up on stage.
He's so funny, and then he really is a strong actor, really, really a strong actor.
He's a great comic too.
With Woody,
he absolutely acting, but he's a good comic too. He's underrated. People just think he does, I blew a load in this girl's face. He does some of that, but he's a funny dude up there.
Well, the weird thing is that most people couldn't even get a laugh doing I blew a girl, and so when people go, oh, he's dirty, that's why it's funny. That's the exact opposite. Most of the time, somebody comes up with that attitude and you're turned off by it.
Absolutely. Yeah. He came to my wedding a couple of years ago and he just came up to me and goes, look, I see some of your friends that are here and they're a bunch of fucking creeps and lowlifes. And I'm not leaving a card because I know they're going to steal it. So here, take this. And he just handed me a wad of cash. Put it in your pocket. I don't trust anybody here. That's what he did. No card.
He should have come up and just taken the mic during your vows.
We wanted him to. He said he's like, nah, he didn't want to take away from the wedding. I want him to go up there, just say a few words. And then he just said, nah, he didn't want to do it.
Jim Florentine's with us. That metal show tour is happening now with Don Jameson and Eddie Trunk from that metal show. Friday, April 4th in Seattle. That's Saturday, April 5th in Portland. April 16th in Buffalo. April 19th, Pittsburgh. Coming to Mexico City. All of those dates and locations at JimFlorentine.com.
And I'm on Amy Schumer's new sketch show. It starts tonight, actually.
The new season starts
I'm in
tonight.
about 4 or 5 sketches over the course of the season. I did a Californication. I'm in that season upcoming, too. I did an episode.
Everybody's crazy about that girl, huh? Amy?
She's great.
Yeah. She's amazing. And
super
just
funny.
Popping for it, too. And this thing that she's doing with the finger blasters is crazy.
Yeah, I was there that day at that sketch.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Fez, I'm looking at the Twitter. It's turned on you, and there are more Christina fans out there than Fez fans on a Ron and Fez show.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. Take her side. Take her and Chris Stanley's side.
How did I get dragged into this? What the fuck?
Did you defend me to her?
Of course I did.
What did you say?
I said, hey, lady, you get the hell. Step off. You step off Fez Watley's dick.
Lady.
That's what I said.
That's good that you said that like that.
I said, I can't believe I'm smoking a cigarette with you. You're talking this trash out here.
That's good.
I won't let Fez Watley fucking know. On the air.
So now are you going to act different to her, Fez, now when you see her in the hallway?
I'm just done saying hi in the hallways. It's not worth it.
I'm going to say hi to everybody now. That's going to be my thing.
We'll
I'm going to be outgoing guy, yeah. I didn't know we were supposed to say hi to each other in the hallways all the time.
I guess we're not. Most people don't around here. And what's weird is with all the construction, the hallways are even more narrower.
Yeah.
And people are less saying hello. Everyone just kind of looks up or looks down to try to get past each other around here.
It's very difficult to make your ways around. That's true. That's true. All right, people are asking if you could do an abstinence show for Don Geronimo's new show. I forgot that you did that on the air that time.
Oh yeah,
drank that.
Yeah, absinthe with Don and Mike. That hit me quickly.
That's some hardcore stuff. That's it. Manson drinks that stuff.
Yeah, and it was all very involved in how they were mixing it with the sugar cube.
Yeah, you gotta melt the sugar cube over the shots.
And then ice is involved somehow.
Just drink it straight. Tastes like
because it's not supposed to work right if you don't do it.
Yeah,
the way they say. Like the sugar is supposed to set off the alcohol in some way.
But isn't it like that old grain alcohol? Remember we'd like go to parties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
People put that in the punch. I think it's just as strong as that.
It tastes like super high proof Jägermeister. Last time I drank any.
It's got a real licorice taste to it.
Is it not the kind that used to kill people, though, if they changed it?
They've released, like in America, they released, like the thing that was in it was called wormwood. That was the thing that if you drank enough of it, if you drank it for years, like you became like a mess. Like you just started tripping. But there's brands out there that don't have it in there. That's not like the official old school absinthe.
Yeah, I couldn't do it unless I was doing it full boat.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like absinthe that they're changing.
They just fucking throw absinthe on like grain alcohol with Jägermeister flavoring.
Well, it's not the only thing they changed. I had McDonald's breakfast sandwich the other day. Something's terrible changed there. They changed the muffin. It's very soft now. It's not like a crispy muffin.
Yeah, and I think it's like flatter.
They probably took that
gooier
yoga mat substance out that was in Subway sandwiches because they came out like McDonald's was putting in their bread too.
What was that?
I don't know, some kind of weird.
It's like a plastic. It's a
plastic they put in it to make the bread
formed.
Yeah, form of the bread. So I think McDonald's got caught with that in their bread too. So Subway's taking it out. So maybe they changed it already.
That's why you're getting soggy muffins.
All right, Fez. Craig in Dutchess says, Fez, I'm done as a fan. You're killing me. Get over it. Just be funny or go away. So many years supporting you. I'm done.
I don't have to go away because you just said you were, Craig.
Well, here's the thing. I think people, it's very difficult when they see a guy fucking attacking a girl. You know what I mean? It's basically like seeing a guy smacking a girl around in the street.
You got to be careful with that.
All the women here want to be treated equal. I've been in on those conversations.
What are you talking about? I don't even know this.
What?
What are you saying?
I've been in those conversations.
What are the conversations?
Of, let's get some equal opportunities for women here in management.
What was this, in 1970s?
It was just last week. I was talking to some of the girls upstairs.
Who was these things? What was this, what was that movie, Norma Ray? Just somebody standing out front with a sign that says Union. Who's upstairs?
Oh, just a couple.
Why don't you tell us? I don't
Come on.
understand.
I'm dropping names.
Joan and Kathy and I. Susanna?
What? And you guys are all coming together to start a women management?
Well, I just went and I was getting offered candy by Joan, so I was getting some.
Take an extra piece and bring it fucking down here. I like that little something sweet after the show.
And that was what the conversation was going on.
Do you agree with that?
Well, I don't know. I'm.
You know what? You can put every girl's name up on a board. I'll throw a dart at it, and whoever I hit can replace Tim.
Oh. So I think Michelle had no problem going off on the girl who went off on me.
That doesn't even make sense because
that was equal treatment.
You did use the C word too, though.
Oh, multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep that one.
You got to
way back in the arsenal.
All right, I'll keep that one in the holster.
Yeah,
till I really, really need it.
By holster, did you mean vagina?
I don't have a vagina.
Do you feel like, as a gay man, though, that you're part girl?
No.
Are you half girl, half man?
No, I don't feel that way at all. Maybe I'm effeminate, but I don't feel like a girl.
Well, let me say this: you were fighting like a man, not like a girl when you were mad at her.
Yeah,
you didn't have any feminine things at all.
No, I feel like I don't, understand women a lot of times. I have a misogynistic streak to me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like a lot of times I just see a woman on the subway and I feel like I'm getting an attitude from her, and I haven't even heard her open her mouth, and I just see an attitude there. Jesus.
You don't have to be gay to feel that.
Okay.
You definitely don't.
Jim's with
I
you,
feel it. Yeah, I feel it a lot.
Yeah. I like women. I think, more than I like men. Men are yap about this or that. I don't know. They're so unfuckable. That's the biggest problem with men. They get together and they're unfuckable. Where women get together is much more beautiful.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm in the comedy clubs all the time, so I see the worst of people with the alcohol.
You see the worst.
So I don't know.
Drunk men and drunk women are obnoxious.
Yeah, just, a disaster. Because they're finally out, and the relationships, they're not happy in their relationships, so the alcohol makes it worse. The fighting, the yelling, the drunkenness, and just seeing the worst of them, absolutely.
See, because I don't use anymore, if I get invited to a party, I make sure I'm not there at the beginning fun part of the party. I get there after people are obnoxious, and I'm like, oh, good, I'm glad I don't drink. But if I get there at fucking 7, 8 o'clock, I'm like, I fucking want to drink right now, too. Everybody looks like Miller time. Everybody looks great. They're loose. They're starting to dance. 2 hours later, if you come in sober, they're just the worst people you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get to the point where someone will be like, dude, here, do a shot after the show, and I'll just make up something if I don't feel like drinking. I'll go, no, dude, I can't, man. And just do one. I go, look, I got 3 DWIs. And I go, if I get a 4th, I go to jail for 10 years. The guy's like, you just can't do one? And I go, sir, I just met you. Why would I risk?
But it's me.
Why would I risk going to jail for 10 years to have a 4th?
Not going away for 10 years.
He's like, come on, you just can't do, seriously, you can't just do one. Or I'll tell him I'm sober. I go, yeah, no, I quit drinking. Just do one with me. Come on, man, just one beer.
Have you ever got a DUI?
No. I'm a pro.
That's how I feel about it, too. Even though I don't drink at all anymore, I don't believe in DUIs. I think only if you crash, then they should throw the book at you. But if you make it home on your own, you fucking made it, dude. Way to go.
Absolutely. Always take the highways. Don't take the roads with a bunch of lights on them. They got to be 35. Take the main drags. They never pull you over on, like, the turnpike, the parkway.
Right.
The LIE. As long as you're just, moving with the other cars. Don't be in the fast lane. Stay in the middle. Maybe the slow lane. Focus. Don't have drunk chicks in the back annoying the shit out of you. They're drunk. They want to crank the radio. They're hanging all over you and stuff. You don't need any of that aggravation. Don't stop at a 7-Eleven or a convenience store on the way home. That's the worst thing because the cops are always there. Or a Dunkin' Donuts or something.
Right.
You're fucked. They just wait for these guys stumbling out of the car to go, I got to get some Gatorade. No, you don't, dude. Just fucking drink water when you get home, asshole. What a rookie move.
Yeah, you got to make it.
Just make it home. And when you got hot chicks in the car, when they're coming home from a club, they always want to stop. They always get hungry because hot chicks don't eat during the day. They say they want to go in the 7-Eleven and cause a scene and eat shit because they'll blame it on the alcohol. I used to never eat this.
Yeah.
And they'll eat the fucking hot dog that's laying there for but then you got 2 cops in there and they're causing a scene and you had like 5 beers in you. I just tell them before I go, look, we're getting snacks before we leave the fucking house tonight. What do you think you might need at 2 a.m. after you just had 6 fucking Long Island iced teas and 3 shots? Tell me what you might feel because I'm going to get them. Oh, well, I don't know yet. I go, well, I'll just buy everything and then we'll have them at home.
Chris, you never got pulled over for DUI?
I don't even have a license, but I have driven drunk before.
You've actually taken it off your own thing.
Yeah. I don't.
I've driven mostly drunk, I think, when I was younger. Like right from the get. We used to drive around part. But I will say this about the town I grew up with. They didn't do a lot of DUIs. They would fucking pull us over. We'd be teenagers. We'd have a case in the car, and they would ask us about dope. They would go, you guys sure you don't have any dope? We said, swear to God, all we have is these beers.
These open containers.
That's it. And they were okay.
That's it. And they would go, all right, I'm going to fucking trust you, but if I find out you're lying to me... They were way more obsessed with marijuana than any amount of drinking. And then the Mad Mothers Against Drunk Drivers started, and then it was across the country.
Yeah.
Just everybody got obsessed with drinking. We
got pulled over with a keg in the backseat. We were drinking from the keg. And the cop's like, why? Is that keg tapped? Like, yeah. He's like, why? What do you guys... Don't you guys have anything else to do? It was like 5 in the afternoon on like a Saturday. I'm like, no, we're just driving around, just looking at chicks and cranking me. It's like, just go in the house and drink that.
Right.
Just go right home. Seriously, I don't want to see this car in a row. Like, okay, and that was it.
That would be the end of it. Now you're done. You are done. Over. No matter how low you blow, all that. It's like a 1.1. No, they throw the book at you for anything. But it used to be a little more like it was actually considered. Like, if you couldn't drink and drive, that was like calling you gay. You know what I mean? Like, if someone could not drink and drive, you're basically calling them effeminate. And I remember my dad used to drink and drive with us, and we never had even the slightest concern. You know what I mean? We would not think. We'd crawl and we'd all fall asleep on the way home from my grandmother's and my uncle's because they're like, my dad's driving. He's good. No one ever said, oh, I wonder if he could drive. That would be offensive to say such a thing. He never got a scratch in the car.
Nice.
My dad would take us to the Met games as a kid. Him and his buddy, our next door neighbor. We got to get a 12-pack for the ride. They'd sit in the front with a 12-pack of Bud cans, guzzling them. We're all in the back just hanging out.
That
no
was
problem.
normal. I had my feet on the fucking cooler when we're like a vacation. The cooler would go in the back seat. You're sitting on the back seat with your little fucking legs up there, and you'd have to bust it open and grab some. And it was, to me, it felt like, isn't this relaxing? We're on vacation. We got plenty of beer, plenty of soda. There's sandwiches in there. It was as good as where we got. You know, it was just fucking great to me. Now, forget drinking. They take such a harsh turn on it. You know?
You're done. Your insurance is done.
It's just like drinking and smoking are two things that they've turned on in this country.
They want to stop selling tobacco on military bases, too. So that you can't smoke on a military base.
They got fucking bullets on military bases.
Yeah, it's really crazy. You can't even smoke fucking vaporized cigarettes. You can't even smoke e-cigarettes.
Speaking of the military, did you see that story of this guy out of Afghanistan? He's in Afghanistan. He's an English sniper. He kills 6 fucking terrorists with 1 bullet. It was a guy had a fucking bomb strapped on himself, a suicide bomber, and he hit that fucking thing from 900 yards. Wow. It blows up and takes 6 of them out.
Shit, I thought they were all standing in a row. I mean, how else?
How do you shoot somebody from 900 yards to begin with? I mean, 100 yards is so far away. And then it's 9 football fields. It was actually 9.5, and he hit this fucking
and there's
guy.
Fucking wind and shit. Like, it's, I don't even know how they figure it out.
I don't know how they do it either. Those snipers are unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he hits the fucking trigger, and it blows up. He's a 20-year-old kid who did this. They're not giving out his name.
They should just send him home. I mean, after that shit, just fucking.
They gotta give him a fucking TV show. I would watch it every week. He's just fucking shooting shit and blowing it up. I'm not even like a guy who's into that, and I just find that the most amazing story I've ever heard in my life.
Well, I love that fucking movie, that Tom Berenger movie, Sniper, with Billy Zane. Yeah. That was a pretty badass one from the 90s.
I didn't see all of it yet. Don't tell me what happens.
I got it on pause at home. Seriously, I got all these things to finish. Did you ever shoot a gun?
Yeah, my grandfather tried to take me hunting when I was little, and
hunting for what?
They would go quail hunting.
That's a fucking tough thing for a kid to shoot.
And
fucking quail. It's like shooting mosquitoes.
My brother Corky accidentally shot a woman in the ass with a pellet gun, and we ended up going home, and I was never allowed to go again.
Why did he shoot her? Why did he have a pellet gun?
He was young too. I mean, at that point, I hadn't been allowed to. I didn't go out there with a gun. I just went out there with them.
What are you, bird dogging? You're running out in front, just trying to bring quail up,
just trying to rouse them about there.
Because I couldn't believe when you say you're shooting quail. I mean, you're only going to even do that with a shotgun, right?
Right. Yeah. And then also, my brother also shot my grandfather one time when they went out hunting.
This is fucking guy, Billy the Kid?
And I was told I was never going out there with those two. He winged him, just kind of went through the flesh wound through the sleeve.
Spider says at 100 yards you can hit a quarter. These snipers can hit a fucking quarter. That stuns me. I don't think I should shoot a fucking quarter from here to where Chris is standing.
The only time I ever shot a gun was in Afghanistan. So I went over to perform for the troops.
Yeah.
We were in a Black Hawk, and they let us shoot the friggin' whatever that M16 or whatever that thing is.
Yeah. You're just shooting out the window?
Shooting out the window in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
First time I ever shot. It's amazing.
You must have felt like a madman.
It was the greatest feeling.
What was it like being over there, though? Were you concerned the whole time?
Yeah, we were in Kandahar, which is an hour from the Pakistani border.
Yeah.
And after we did a comedy show, it was me, Artie Lang, David Tell, and Nick DiPaolo went over. We the base got bombed like 10 minutes after our show, so we had to go hide in a bunker for like an hour and a half at 2:00 in the morning and just wait till everything cleared. Just sirens start going off and all that stuff.
What, are you guys just looking at each other like?
We're like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. Kind of cool and awful.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, what am I doing? I'm in Kandahar, an hour away from Pakistan, where basically, that's where they thought Bin Laden was hiding anyway. And no, it was great over there. But yeah, I mean, you have to fly at night because if you fly during it, you have a less chance of getting shot down. So all the flights go at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So you're flying from Kabul to Kandahar, and then we did a bunch of shows during the day. We just land in the middle of Afghanistan, in the middle of in the desert somewhere with a little base with like 20 guys. They built a stage from the night before, like 10 in the morning. We do a comedy show, get back in a Black Hawk, fly another hour, drop in another base. These guys are like, what are you guys doing here? There's 20 of us. We're like, oh, we just want to do small places. And they were so happy. Like, well, I can't believe you guys came here.
Just seeing regular people must be great.
Yeah. We're just, So it was awesome.
What did they ask you to? Well, I guess they don't even need you to check back home anymore because people have laptops and shit, right? They've got to know everything that's going on, like our soldiers, right? Like they can even watch American TV shows now.
Yeah, you can watch some stuff, but I guess they go on the internet. They get a couple hours a day. They're allowed. There's a bunch of computers, but. Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of communication over there. I think they only had a couple hours a day to go talk to family, do Facebook or whatever like that. But they can't do FaceTime on their phones from over there.
But just the fact that they're connected at all, because like Vietnam, you weren't really connected, and in World War II, you wouldn't even hear except for mail. And there was no way for like the people at home to send you mail. How would they know where you're going to be?
To the front.
And now it's just like, hey, honey, yeah, I'm over here. It's pretty fucking weird. That's really got to be strange. It's cool that you guys did that, though. Yeah,
I did a couple tours of Kuwait, too. It's a lot easier over there. They never get attacked there. I don't have to worry there. Yeah. It's a little safer. They got an Applebee's in downtown Kuwait when you land.
Is that right?
Yeah, when I decided, this was like 10 years ago. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Why is there an Applebee's in Kuwait?
Right,
Can't we give them a better restaurant?
Someone wrote in, didn't Dice have a fight with Bonnie McFarlane at your place? Did that ever happen?
Yeah. Because we were taking pictures. Dice wanted a picture with all the guy comics that were there.
Uh-huh.
So, and then all of a sudden Bonnie walked in. She didn't hear him. Right. And he goes, no, just the guys. Next picture. So she walked out, and it was a whole thing, and she got offended by it. She wrote something on Twitter about it, and Dice found out. And Dice went on O&A and trashed her for like an hour. And then she realized, like, all right, it was fine after that, but...
Are comics so sensitive, though? Isn't it the funniest thing about comedians?
They totally are. I don't get involved in that shit.
Yeah.
I don't, like, whatever. You don't like my act? No big deal. I'll find somebody that does. I don't give a shit.
Right.
Just find a nice 20, 30% of your crowd. Work with that. They like that shit. Who cares about the rest?
Yeah. Fez, you're not sensitive, though, are you?
No, things just roll off my back.
Yeah, and under your balls.
Fez, you're on a big show. People are going to be jealous. They're going to take shots at you. That's what it is, in a nutshell. They want to be where you're sitting. They want to have the career you have. They don't have it, so they're going to take shots at you. I'm funnier than him. Why is he doesn't even say anything? Whatever they're saying, who cares?
So they come up with lurker and everything.
Yeah, lurker.
Weirdo.
You live here.
Weirdo. They call you weirdo.
That is a little weird that you go back to your job on your day off and hang out. I mean, most people don't do that.
Computer issues,
but for weeks.
But even so, I mean, people at home that have computer issues don't go, I'm going to go in my office.
There's 3 different shifts of people that say they see you in that office. Overnight people, midday people, morning people, and they start to talk.
Yeah. Sometimes I get antsy and I don't like to go home.
Why not?
Because I'm there by myself and there's at least people wandering around here.
Yeah, talking about
there's people that don't like you.
See, that's the opposite. Like, if you had a wife and kids at home that you couldn't stand, that's when you go, I got to go to the office on Saturday. My computer's acting up. But when you're home by yourself, so...
I know, someone I can't stand, so I got to get out of there.
So you got to get out of
here. It's funny you say that, because I got a coffee shop near where I live, and there's some people that use that place like a fucking living room. Like, anytime I ever go in there, they're like, hey...
You never leave?
Yeah, want to play chess? What are you doing today? How's everything going on? I'm like, oh, you lonely motherfuckers, I go, you got to understand something. I'm just getting a coffee for myself. I have a life. I just want a beverage.
Stay a
I'm
while.
not down here fucking begging.
Stay.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm talking people of all different ages.
That's weird.
I don't know. It's fucking New York.
And you see like young people on like a Saturday night in there with their laptops or they're just there with books or something like that. I'm like, I never did that when I was 22.
You wanted to get out.
Party.
Yeah, you wanted to get out, move around. They're like, I'm talking to all my friends right now. No, you're not. You're fucking typing. How's that fun, typing to your friends?
Jim Florentine is with us. That metal show airs Saturdays at 11 p.m. Eastern on VH1 Classic, and that metal show tour is happening Friday, April 4th in Seattle at Studio 7 with Don Jamieson and Eddie Trunk. Then you can see the boys Saturday, April 5th in Portland, April 16th in Buffalo, April 19th in Pittsburgh, and you've got Jim's podcast, Comedy Metal Midgets, on riotcast.com, and Boneyard here on Sirius XM Metal Midgets, Channel 38 on Thursdays.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. That's the full thing. That's professionalism.
I know, he's good.
That's a lot.
So you didn't sound like a weirdo at all reading
No,
that.
you sounded really fucking great doing it. That Riotcast is really popping now.
Oh, it's great, man.
Yeah.
It's a great network.
When I went and did Voss and Bonnie's podcast down in the village, Riotcast was set up like it was a real deal. Man, they had signage everywhere. I think that might be the future.
Yeah, they're good. They're the only East Coast network. There's a bunch out West Coast. Joe Rogan's got his own thing going. Bill Burr's got his thing. So, but as far as East Coast, it's Riotcast, and they're great. And, it's all me, Bobby Kelly, Rich Voss.
These are great shows, yeah.
So it's great. And, they go out and get advertisers for us. We don't have to worry about that. They just say, do this for the next 4 weeks. Okay, no problem. You want to do this for this amount of money? For 30? Absolutely. Because you start out just doing it for free, but it's huge in, the comedy draw on the road.
Yeah.
People come to see the podcast. You hear your podcast, listen to it for free every week. They'll come out to support the comedy show. That's great. That's what it's about. Because there's no morning radio anymore. You used to go in town. You used to do 5-6 shows. You're lucky if you do one.
And even then, you got to do it in between songs now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like very few guys just sit around and talk on the radio.
The people meter thing is this new thing where, people will turn it off if they hear a comedian on at 7:30 in the morning. Instead, they want to hear Doors Light My Fire. I don't think so. Nobody fucking wants to hear that song anymore. Nobody wants to hear Bad to the Bone.
I swear to God, it's so fucking true. I was just out, and it was raining the other day. I'm listening to New York radio, and this one's for everybody at the Riders on the Stomp. This was happening when I was a little kid, when it was raining. I was like, oh, isn't this weird? It's storming. They're still playing Riders on the Storm every fucking time it rains.
It makes sense. I mean, it's raining.
There was not a new song to be played in the New York market. Nothing. There's no way for a band to be heard in New York City if you're a new rock band.
Now there's a lot of tiny internet stations popping up by neighborhood, like the Bushwick Independent Radio. Go to whatever the website is.
How can they do that? They're fucking pirates?
They're interneting it up. Some are pirating and some are just going straight internet feeds.
Well, what are you going to do if you're in the fucking car? You can't be listening to Bushwick Radio. You got a fucking cord just tied to your car, driving down the road.
Wi-Fi.
And that's why Trunk's still on Q104.
Yeah.
Friday night, 11 to 2 a.m. He can play whatever he wants. At that time, they don't care. So he just brings his own stuff and plays hard rock and metal.
See, this is my favorite thing about Eddie Trunk. He will do the show he wants to do, and that's it. That used to be working in radio. If someone said to you, no, you have to do this, you would say, fuck you. This is the wrong music. At one time, everybody used to bring their own shit in on FM radio and play it. And then as soon as but you can really go back and blame the listeners as well, because like you said, you really need to hear Bad to the Bone again. You've heard it. You know that fucking song. But if you happen to fit in that one little thing, you've got a career for the rest of your life. George Thorogood, he's got 3-4 songs that get played, and he tours constantly.
Skinner, same thing.
Skinner will never be out of style in this.
I go see him every year. They still sell 15,000 tickets. They play every summer, outdoor venue. Everybody knows every song. That's how America is. They don't want to hear. I saw last night Sabbath did 3 new songs off their latest CD. That's when people drove to the bathroom.
Isn't that amazing?
It's sad. Over in Europe, they only want to hear the new stuff. They'll throw throw some oldies in, but I want to hear new stuff.
It's like with comedy. Could you imagine going out and hearing the same jokes over and over? But people want to hear it with the songs because they don't like music. They liked high school, and they want to go back and think about their old girlfriends and their old buddies, and sit there at 45 and throw their fucking fist in the. And you're crazy to be like that. You're insane in this country.
It is. I mean, just that Black Sabbath has to play Iron Man every night. It's like, come on, that song's We could do without Iron Man.
Right.
We could do without Paranoid, but they have to play it. People go crazy.
When Springsteen was up, the show that we put on here, we were up in Harlem at the Apollo. Everybody was high-fiving because he didn't do Born to Run. And they were like, this is the first song since 1976 that he didn't do Born to Run. And people were like, this is historic night. We've done it. There's no Born to Run.
We were there.
Yeah. And that's how much he's forced to do his first big radio hit. He does it. It's not up to him. He must do it or they would riot. It was like, okay, this is a big free radio show. I cannot do it one night. And then I kept yelling out, Born to Run! Come on!
What's going to happen? Trying to ruin the perfect game.
Yeah. Here's Philip. Philip, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, one of the longest recorded sniper shots has been just under 1.5 miles, and it was done with the Barrett 50 cal.
I don't understand how that could be. How could something shoot 1.5 miles?
The stuff that they have now, whenever they actually zero in on their targets, it's not just the sniper itself. It's also his spotter that he has with him that does all the calculations for wind, trajectory, all of it.
Man, there was a Vice show this weekend on fucking drones.
I saw that.
It's unbelievable.
Nuts. It's real crazy.
Vice is the best news fucking show that we have. It's the only show that leaves the country. The only time that anyone in news will leave the country.
Their bread and butter is the Middle East. They love going there, and they love just fucking looking into shit. It's every week.
And you also get to hear people in other countries talking about us and what they think of us. And when those Pakistanis were going, look, we will never stop fighting because what you're doing with the drones. Sooner or later, we will get to you. I'm like...
It's true. They were saying, like some kid's father gets wiped out from a drone. He's grown up being a terrorist, going after America.
Yeah.
He's going to do it in his father's honor. He's going to do that. There's no reason to be dropping drones over there.
And
they're not. It's ridiculous that that's still going on.
Do you remember in Godfather 2 when after they killed the guy, they went looking for the little kid to kill him? Yeah. They were going like, I'm going to shoot this little boy. And you were like, oh, it's terrible. But that little boy did fucking grow up to kill that guy. He was fucking 100% right. He was 100% right.
It's the right move.
You kill an Italian, you got to kill everyone in his family. Just get them all. It was like fucking cockroaches with them.
You saw that guy, the American guy that was man in the drones. How he said that he saw that kid outside the house, and he definitely killed the kid. It happens all the time. Just a bunch of people eating in a house. They blow it up, and they realize that there was 9 kids at the table having a dinner, and it just gets blown up. Oh, sorry, we thought there was a terrorist in there. Move on.
Sorry, I'm in Vegas, fucking running this video game.
Yeah, exactly. I'm hungover from hanging at the strip club at 6 in the morning. Sorry, I made a mistake. Hit the wrong button.
And that's kind of like thrown off because there's not going to be fighter pilots anymore because they used to be considered like knights. They were so brave to be out there flying around in this thing. And now it'll just be 2 guys sitting on the other side of the world.
Like a robot army. That's
yeah,
what it is.
Playing fucking some video game like the kids are already doing online. That's crazy shit.
That bomb is $1 million to drop those bombs from that drone. Each bomb they drop.
Every bomb is $1 million.
Yeah, they gave us a tour of it when we were over Afghanistan. I was taking pictures of the drones and they freaked. They thought I was going to send it to, I was a spy or something like that. They're like, take that off. You got to erase that right now. I'm like, I was just taking it to, I was a tourist.
Dude, you don't even steal material. They don't have to fucking worry about you. You're not going to fucking rip off any of those shit.
Yeah, I was just throwing it to prove that I was there.
All right, we got to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for stopping in,
Yeah, thanks
brother.
for having me, man. Absolutely.
Always funny. I love when you stop by.
Jim Florentine, who was our very first guest on Raw Dog.
Oh,
That's right.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's Old Home Week.
That Metal Show, it happens Saturdays, 11 p.m. Eastern on VH1 Classic. Make sure you get in on the That Metal Show tour Friday, April 4th. That's this Friday, Seattle, Washington at Studio 7.
Where?
Seattle, Washington.
Okay, I was wondering what town that was.
At Studio 7 with Don Jameson and Eddie Trunk. Saturday, April 5th, Portland, Oregon at the Tonic Lounge. April 16th, Buffalo. April 19th, Pittsburgh. All these dates are on JimFlorentine.com. And watch for him on the new season of Inside Amy Schumer that starts tonight and the new season of Californication.
I love that show, man. Love Californication.
The company's great, dude.
He's unbelievable. I already seen that he's got a new gig. He's going to be chasing Charlie Manson. And now they're going to wrap up Californication after this year.
Yeah, this is the last season, yeah.
And then he's got this job where he's a 1960s guy doing something about the Tate LaBianca murders.
He's great, man.
Yeah, he is. He's terrific.
I was so nervous just working with him. I got 20 minutes of scenes with a guy. He's such a pro. You forget your lines once, you feel like the biggest dick.
Yeah, he is.
Because they shoot that shit all. They do it, 50 different times, 50 different takes from every angle. It's a big scene and stuff like that. And by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I kept forgetting my lines. I felt bad. I'm like, he's thinking, why we have this guy on a set? What an asshole. He was totally cool though.
Pamela Adlon does that fucking show, and she's amazing. I love that show. All right, dude. See you next time coming through, man. Peace.
That's it.
Mark and John. Satellites gone up to the skies. Things like that
You know what you've been doing? You've been listening to the Ron and Fez show. It's now over, but don't worry, you can listen again and again on SiriusXM On Demand. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Listen to Ron and Fez whenever you want. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand.